And now, local sports with Dustin Nolan.
Our week-long visit with Ian Eagle at CBS Sports continues. We've heard about some of the favorite places he likes to call games, but what about cities? The man from the New York City area may surprise you with his answer. Here's Sports Director Jay Kidwell with Ian Eagle.
Ooh, my New York instincts would tell me I can't say this, but I think Chicago is the best city, truly. And it was something when I got to Syracuse that I was told by some friends that I made in Chicago that also attended Syracuse, and I would downplay it, and I would tell them there's no way that's possibly true, that Chicago would be ranked above New York. I might have to go there now. It just feels like a small town ideal in a big city, and that's hard to nail down both of those at the same time. Chicago is a great place.
Favorite vacation spot that you've been to?
Favorite vacation spot, honeymoon in Italy. I don't know if that's ever going to be matched. Florence, Italy, Positano, which is along the Amalfi Coast. Simply incredible, and we'll get there one day again, hopefully sooner rather than later.
You've done so many sports. Is there anything that you would like to do that you haven't done?
Yeah, I've done obviously the major sports, but boxing and track and field and tennis and golf. I don't know if there's a sport out there that I haven't called that I would love to do. Baseball, I had an opportunity a number of years ago to do a package of games for the Mets. And it was one of the few things that I had to turn down just based on my schedule and based on trying to make everything work and a young family. That might have been the one thing that, given different circumstances, it was about a 25-game package that maybe it would have been nice to try, but no regrets. I understand. I've been really fortunate, really lucky to get incredible opportunities, and who knows? Who knows what's going to pop up down the road?
Favorite meal?
You know, I'm a steak and potatoes guy, ultimately. You give me a really good steak and French fries or mashed potatoes, I'm never going to complain. Love pasta, love pizza, I don't love vegetables, never had a salad in my life. Literally have never had a salad. So that might be the most amazing thing that comes out of this interview, that I acknowledge that, but you give me a really good steak and flavorful potatoes, I'm good to go.
Ian, you're killing me. I'm 3 hours from dinner. I'm starving now. Finally, your favorite birthday cake?
Yeah, I'm not a real chocolate cake guy. More of a vanilla cake with maybe a dab of chocolate. Yet, I would go chocolate ice cream every time over any other ice cream. So I'm a conundrum. I'm just a riddle wrapped inside of a joke of some sort.
The odds of an average golfer getting a hole-in-one are 12,500 to 1. But for one golfer, he beat the odds and then some. Here's the story.
Tom Mayrose is your normal avid golfer. But what happened to Tom at the end of March was anything but normal.
Unbelievable. Of course.
On March 25th, Tom stepped onto the 8th tee at Highland Meadows Golf Club.
It was 193 yards, so I took out a 5-iron. I hit a 5-iron, and again, I looked at it and said, you know, it's going to be close.
When he got to the green, it was better than close.
I walked over just in case, you know, because you never know. You can't see anything coming from the tee box. So I walked over, and sure enough, right in the cup.
Amazingly, the story doesn't end there. 5 days later, Tom was back at Highland Meadows, teeing off on the par 3 11.
We get to this hole, and Eric had just asked me, Tom, how many hole-in-ones have you had? And I said, well, my one that I had on number 8 the other day was number 5. Walk up to the hole, there it is again in the cup. I picked the ball up out of the hole, and I turned around to Eric and Mark, and I go, make that number 6.
6 career aces and 2 in 5 days. I had to ask, what am I doing wrong, and what's the key to getting an ace?
Fire it at the flag and hope it goes in.
Sounds simple from a guy who has a hard time social distancing from the hole.
All right, coming up next, some Illinois restaurants opening this weekend. That's next. You're watching Fox 18 News at 9.